We are not free. All we are is a consumer. All we are is a data metric, a dollar sign.
Top 3 things I don't trust the government with. First, my kids. I don't think they have the best interest for my kids. That is proven over and over again. It is all about money instead of education. 2, I don't trust you with my health. That's a proven fact. You don't care about me, okay? The government doesn't care about you. They don't care about me. They wouldn't approve the BS they put in your food that causes cancer. They wouldn't approve the stuff that causes disease. Instead, they do. Third of all, I don't trust the government with money. They can't pass an audit. But if I, the citizen, don't pass an audit, I go to jail. If I, the citizen, don't pay my taxes and I don't prove to you where I spent my tax money, I go to jail. But you, Mr. Government, you get to spend it anywhere you want. You get to hide it. You get to blow it. You get to give it to all your friends. Me, I go to jail.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Distrust. Now, there's something is happening and white folks are starting to see the reality of the matter. White folks are starting to see. They're starting to see all the signs, everything that black folks were warning about that was going to happen. They are now seeing it happening. And brothers and sisters, one thing that stands, one thing that remains the truth is that black folks had already warned all these people about all these things. So whatever thing that they're realizing that is happening currently, and now they're realizing that indeed the point that America has reached, it is really crumbling and they have nothing to do about it. What they can do, all I'm seeing people trying to do, they're trying to warn each other. They're sending warning to each other. It is like something that it's now inevitable to them. They're getting to see the reality. They're getting to see all these things happening at the same time. But they're trying to warn each other. But brothers and sisters, you and I know very well that these are the things that black folks were warning people that they was gonna happening, that it was gonna be happening. And now what we are seeing right now, it's a revelation. It's a revelation of what black people have already been saying. Now it's a revelation of what black people have been saying. But now white people, they're now shocked. They're now sending warning to each other. And it's like it's crazy to them. And they are so much uneasy. They're sending warning. They're trying to make things right. They're trying to stock up things. They're trying to, tell everyone that everything's that's coming to the United States is gonna be wrong. But brothers and sisters, let's just say the truth. Whatever white folks are now sharing warning about, it is something that black folks have already been speaking about. It is something that they have already been talking about for the longest time, brothers and sisters. Right? I want to switch this video and then I'm gonna be back. I'll be sharing my 2 cents in regards to this because what they're now starting to see that is coming to the United States, it is something that has always been there. It is something that has always existed. It is just that they never paid keen attention to it because they were privileged, because they were going through some things that was happening to them. And now all the privileges are down and now they're starting to see the reality of the matter. Brothers and sisters, I want to switch this video and then I'll be back. I'll be giving my 2 cents in regards to this.
Why does Anna have a flock camera literally facing the kids' splash pad? I mean, it's literally right here outside the gate. I just don't understand it. Why do you need a flock camera facing kids?
Dude, I don't understand why people are getting so upset about these flock cameras. I mean, they're designed to do so much good. They're designed to keep us safe. They're designed to track down criminals, all these good things. Why are people getting so upset? On July 23rd, 2025, the vice president of Flock and an employee both accessed gymnastics areas and a pool area for children multiple times and then said it was for sales pitches to potential customers. This is from thousands of miles away. They're able to just drop in on your kids, anyone that you know, could be you, and just watch you and do whatever they wanted to do. And you could be using you to be sold to somebody else so that they could put more flock cameras around. Stay focused.
Did anyone else's tomatoes do absolutely nothing this year? Here, look. They just grew out of control over everything. And there's nothing. There's a couple. This is a Roma tomato plant, and I don't think there is a single tomato on it. Like, there's just nothing. We planted tomatoes last year and we could not keep up with them. So we just did the same thing again, and it just looks like a giant weed.
My daughter's 29 years old, wears a badge, carries a gun, dangerous job, has to lock people up, puts her life at risk every day. And guess what? She can't afford to move out. She's still in the bedroom that she grew up in. Why? Why? Because $600,000 for a house is the new norm? That's what we tell our kids? That you can't, it's okay, you can't move out. You can live here until you're 30, 40 years old. What are we doing? There used to be a day where the American dream was achieved. Kids hit a certain age, they saved a decent amount of money, they were able to move out. They didn't have to live with their family until they were 30, 35 years old. Don't get me wrong. I love her here. But I want to see her have the American dream. I want to see her be able to buy her own home, have her own kitchen. But she can't. She can't even afford to rent the place. What are we doing? America. This is not the American dream no more.
I think the era of the subscription model is already wearing thin on people. I talked with someone yesterday who said they bought a 97 Toyota Land Cruiser because they'd rather have that than whatever it is car companies are churning out today. I also heard from someone who said they bought a CD player. They'd rather use that instead. You remember the Walkman? And then I saw an article about, old game consoles surging. People want to get those again. A PlayStation 2, a PlayStation, a Nintendo 64. And, I look at the world around us and I think it's a combination of things. Like, we're tired of getting nickeled and dimed just to use stuff. And maybe we're tired of being online all the time. And then, of course, there's this idea that there's nostalgia there. There's some sense of comfort in going back. I even sold a car I had that was a 2020 and got something that was made the year I graduated high school, and I'm much happier with that. So I don't know what it says, but I think people are just kind of tired of the way things are right now. And maybe this is just an element of that. Also, the economy just doesn't feel very good. Every day, layoff, 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 layoff. Who wants to keep paying subscription fees when you could be laid off tomorrow?
Like, I cannot do this for the rest of my life. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of being able to barely pay my bills, going into a job where I work my fucking ass off all fucking day to barely be able to pay my motherfucking bills.
I just saw a study that if you make $100,000 in this year of 2026, it is the same as making $32,000 when you compare it to the 1990s.
This is illegal corn, and I could be sued for it. Because farmers don't own the seeds that we grow. You probably don't know this, but it is illegal for me as a farmer to grow a crop, take the seeds from that crop, and then grow said seeds. Unless I pay for it. Farmers are held hostage to seed companies. The seed company can legally come onto my property, check this corn for their genetics, and because I didn't pay, they can sue me.
I don't think y'all understand that I have high school students who do not know how to spell their own name. Students who are in high school who are misspelling their own name repeatedly. I had a student this year who struggled really badly with reading comprehension and spelling. And when I say really badly, as in cannot spell 3-letter words, it was that bad.
I don't think we're fully grasping how insane this AI and flat cameras and this surveillance state that we're in, how actually insane it is. And I've always been somebody that's oh, the government has all my information anyway, so it doesn't matter. We literally have a social security number. We are a number to this fucking. But I work in the service industry, so I talk to different kinds of people all the time, and I've had conversations with people that work for delivery companies or some type of long range truck driving, and they've said that there's been so much AI implemented into their vehicles that AI knows exactly how fast they're going when they stop and start. If they even make a complete stop at a stop sign or a red light, it knows its exact route at all time. Any conversation that's had, it knows. Any music that you're listening to, it knows. It to the point where people don't even feel comfortable at work. I live in Michigan, and my way to work, the amount of drones that I see in the sky are legit insane. And at first I thought they were Amazon drones that are like delivering packages, which is also insane. But I look at them and they're not even carrying anything. They're just drones flying around everywhere all the time. And then like, but you can't help find missing children or like even use it to like help stop crime and whatever the fuck, which is still kind of scary because it's like they're literally monitoring every single thing that you do ever.
There's a very small number of people who determine everything that happens in our day-to-day. They determine how much money we make per hour. They determine how much money we're going to spend on groceries. They determine how much we're going to spend on electricity and water. They determine how much we're going to pay for housing and health care. We don't determine shit. We are not free. They have us believing we're free. So that way, we don't rise up. They have us so distracted by all the bullshit of just getting through our days and fighting with each other over stupid stuff, so we don't notice that we're not free. We were never a full democracy, but we certainly are not even close to being a democracy we were 70 years ago. It is time that this small number of very powerful people no longer gets to make decisions on our behalf unless they are for the betterment of us.
You have one group of Americans that are doing very well. And when you ask them, they're like, hey, I'm doing fine. I don't know what everybody complaining about. And then you have another group over here that is living paycheck to paycheck. And they're like, shit is too expensive. Inflation is out of control. Like, I'm going from paycheck to paycheck. This takes me back to 2012 when I was trying to purchase my first house. This is when the housing market was just coming back. So like when you went looking for houses, a lot of houses had like these bright neon letters on them. And these were all the houses that got foreclosed on them already. So every neighborhood I went to, you saw this. As far as your eye could see, it was crazy. And I remember we went to this older white lady's house. House was beautiful. I got to see all the family pictures up there. She had a fountain in the back. And I remember saying to myself, like, why is she selling this house? Like, what's the deal? Like, I really like this house, but why is she selling it? The house is beautiful. And my realtor at the time said, oh, the house is a short sale and it's about to be foreclosed on, so she has to sell it. Right then and there, I paused. Because I looked at it from the point of view that could be my grandmother, aunt, mother that worked their ass off for a house and now they have to short sell it because it's about to be foreclosed on. Sometimes, man, empathy has to kick in. And a lot of times, just because your situation is good does not mean your situation can be bad. I've seen people go from hero to zero very quick. It can happen very quick. And a lot of times people think, well, that could never be me. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So whenever you're handling a situation, you have to look at both sides, because I know a lot of times people get on this high mountain and then they pump their chest out and like, well, I'm doing good. And well, guess what, dude? A year from now, 2 years from now, shit could come falling down on you. And it can happen very quickly. And empathy is free, all right? It's very free. So always be compassionate about other people's situation, because you never know when it can actually be you.
Quick question to any Americans. Between the ages of 35 to 45, especially if you have kids, but even if you don't, how are we affording things? How are you affording anything? And houses and cars, that's not really what I'm talking, but yeah, that. I mean more like, how are you affording gas and groceries and healthcare and utilities and all the other 900 subscriptions that are required to live these days? How are you doing that?
Have you ever heard of a family compound where an extended family will buy a large piece of land and then all live on it together and build houses and have a little community together? That's what we're doing here, but it's more like a friend compound. I live in the shack here, but I don't actually own the land. My best friend Ian does.
Friend John lives down there in that tent. It's actually my tent, but I let him use it while he's building his house. A good friend Ian, who owns the land, he lives down there.
And eventually there will be more of us too. We still got a bunch of friends back in our hometown of Syracuse who want to come move here with us. And we're all just trying to escape the rat race, live a better, happier life, get rid of our debt, get rid of the consumerism in our lives. Ian totally could be charging us way more for rent for what he's doing for us, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to make money off of us. He just wants a fair share in the taxes he has to pay for the land. And we're happy to do that with him. We're not trying to make money off of each other. We're not trying to exploit one another. We're just trying to help each other out.
To do that, I've been raising chickens and organic gardening. Down there are the solar panels that me and John both invested in. We split the cost for the most part, and he uses the solar panels, and I also have the power running up to my shack.
I'm never eating anything out of a drive-thru ever again. Look here, kids. FDA approved, lab-grown, genetically modified meats. It's coming. Finite for this fat bald dude. I'm not, if it's got a drive-thru anymore, I'm done. You want to know why? Bang. Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods is the chicken purveyor for every fast food restaurant in the nation. If it has a drive-through attached, guess what? They get their chicken from Tyson through Cisco Food Service. Let's just put this out here. They have put in millions, billions of dollars in 3 different labs to grow lab-grown chicken, genetically altered and modified chicken. Finite, it's a wrap. Anybody that's been buying food for as long as I have not had anything out of a drive-thru in years, and I'm going to tell you, don't buy anything out of a drive-thru. And hell, don't even trust anything from Kroger either.
Our government is okay with a company that is spraying chemicals on our food that knowingly causes cancer. It is more important now than ever to start supporting locally and find local shops and local butchers and local farmers, because our health system is overwhelmed with chronic issues and it all really leads down to our food. I think it's more important now than ever to start educating the people that we know and love in our community and populations around us to support local stores, to support local farmers, to support anything other than the people that are trying to harm us through our food to keep us in the system of needing their help. They are creating the problem through these pesticides, through the processing of food, so that they can sell a drug, make it look like care. And it's all the same system. It all works together.
I am literally getting to the point where I can't stand food. No matter how hungry I am, I look around and everything looks kind of gross. Hearing all of this stuff about pesticides all over our fruits and vegetables, and then what is fed to the animals, all these antibiotics and who knows what. Then hearing about lab-grown meat. Oh gosh, that sounds so gross. I don't even care if it tastes good. To me, I want real meat. I don't want anything grown in a lab. Sometimes I just go in the fridge, I'm looking around and just nothing tastes good. And even the things that I used to absolutely love, like Reese's peanut butter cups, I used to love them. I could devour them. They don't taste good anymore. Everything that I used to like does not taste the same. And I don't know if it's just me. I mean, I hear some of my friends talk about it, but I don't know. It's really, who knows what's in our food anymore?
Hey guys, it's Wisco Cowboy here. Flock cameras in Wisconsin, they're finding out the hard way. Look what I just stumbled upon. Now, for the cops watching this or the feds watching this, I did not cut it down, but I fully support whoever did. I'll tell you that much.
For those of you that don't know, flock cameras are designed to read license plates. The bigger overarching issue here is that people do not trust the government. If we had a little bit more trust and faith in the government that is supposed to be controlling these cameras, and that we did believe that they were being used for good, then it wouldn't be such a big deal. People wouldn't be so, paranoid that something was going to happen. And the fact is, these cameras being pointed at children, people feel extremely uncomfortable with that just based on the history of what these people in power, what men in power have been doing in the past. So far, over 50 law enforcement officers have been arrested for misusing these flock cameras.
Tonight, 6 former Savannah Police Department employees are now under criminal investigation. They were recently fired for allegedly misusing these controversial surveillance cameras made by the company Flock.
And we know that these are just a very small percentage of the people who have actually been misusing them. These are the people who have been caught and then are going to be punished for it. It is imperative that Americans pay attention and do not allow themselves to be gaslit into believing that these are just conspiracy theories that have no validity to them. Study history, read books, and realize the negative things that can come of this. Not that will come of this, but that can, and how much power people are giving away in order for just the possibility of a little bit of safety.
A woman was nearly killed and held at gunpoint in Wisconsin because of a flock camera mishap, and not enough people are talking about it. What you're watching here is video from Fox 10 showing police officers holding a woman at gunpoint because a flock camera and a flock system notified them that the car she was driving was associated with an active homicide investigation. Turns out, not only was it the wrong car, but it was also the wrong person. A complete digital mix-up caused this. The ALPR system flagged a passing vehicle, indicating that it was directly connected to an active homicide investigation out of Milwaukee. This right here is in Waukesha County, Wisconsin. And according to Fox 6 News Milwaukee, you literally see police officers with their weapons drawn and a passenger trying to stick her hand out of the side of her window. It was a complete failure, all because Flock got it wrong. The wrong person, the wrong vehicle. We are nearing the point where thankfully this person was not shot by officers and nothing went wrong here. But it could have went bad very quickly.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to call for more flock cameras. That's right, I want more. I want them in the commissioner's offices. I want them in front of commissioners' houses. Anytime the sheriff or commissioner leaves their house, a drone should launch from the camera and follow the all around. This drone will stream that data to the public in real time. Don't worry though, they are just license plate readers. It's just taking pictures, no big deal. I'm totally not lying to you.
So right now, they want everyone focused on the public debate about AI. They want you to focus on whether AI is going to take your job. They want you to focus on whether students should use ChatGPT or whether AI should be able to make art or whether it's going to surpass human intelligence. Those are not conversations about the infrastructure we're building to make the AI possible in the first place. They want the public conversation to be heavily centered around AI itself so that you do not talk about the infrastructure, about our privacy, about governance, and about our constitutional right to privacy. So we need to have a conversation about data centers. They are not building data centers for AI. They actually love that we're arguing about AI right now because it distracts from the fact that the data centers is them building the infrastructure that's required to establish and maintain a digital surveillance state. I'm talking about a society where nearly everything you do leaves a digital footprint that can be collected by the government, stored by the government, analyzed, and used against you. They already know where you drive, flock cameras. They want to know who you associate with, what you buy, what you search, what you post online, what your face looks like, how you move through your own city. Hello, is that not terrifying? I completely understand why people are worried about the environmental impact. That is, I feel like, the vast majority of the conversations I've heard. I've even spoken on it. Data centers use an enormous amount of electricity, enormous amounts of water. Those conversations absolutely matter. But what kind of infrastructure are we actually building? Let's think outside the box. Because once this level of computing exists, it doesn't just make better chatbots. It makes entirely new forms of large-scale data analysis, automation, and surveillance technology possible too. Let me make my case. Here's why I think data centers are for surveillance. So we've been being surveilled for years, right? The government, you can't do anything quietly now. What's missing from all of that though? Processing power. Collecting data has never been the hard part. We've been collecting ridiculous amounts of information for years. The hard part is analyzing billions of license plate scans, faces, financial transactions, security camera feeds, phone locations, online activity, personal connections, just fast enough to actually use all of it. That's where AI comes in. AI doesn't just generate pictures and answer your homework questions, okay? It can recognize patterns, connect separate databases, identify faces, map relationships between people, analyze behavior, automate decisions on a scale that no human workforce could ever match. But none of that happens without an enormous amount of computing power, and that's exactly why they need the data centers to create a surveillance state successfully, bigger than what we have already. And we don't have to imagine whether surveillance systems can be abused because we've already seen it happen. We've seen documented cases, there was a case in my city where an LMPD police officer used a flock camera to stalk his ex-girlfriend, I think over 300 times. There's reports of stalking, misuse of sensitive databases, innocent people being stopped or investigated because of incorrect or outdated information. The technology itself isn't inherently corrupt, but it's operated by human beings, managed by institutions, and it's vulnerable to the same corruption, the same negligence, the same bias, and the same abuse that every institution is vulnerable to.
Hey, I'm replacing this flock cam with the American flag. Oh, yeah. Remember, I am a trained professional. You may need to find out if you're a trained professional as so. Oh, yeah. Woo! flock free. Oh, yeah. I'm proud to be an American. This is great. That's right. No more flock gamers here, pal.
So today, white people are realizing that they are not free. They're realizing that all the freedom that they were given, it was an illusion. It was all an illusion. All the freedom that they were given has always been an illusion. There is nothing like freedom that they were given. So the reality is starting to hit home, and they are learning the hardest way. What people used to call American dream is now American nightmare. And there is nothing you're going to do about it, because that's just the truth of the matter. What you're seeing right now is American nightmare. And people like Judge Carlin warned you and told you that you are a fool to believe of American dream. Goes ahead and says that there is a club and you're not part of it. There are rich people and you're not part of it. And you will never be part of it. They went ahead and tried to warn you that you will own nothing and be happy. And it's true. We have heard situations where the rich keeps on getting rich, the poor keeps on getting poor. And that's the reality of the matter, right? Somebody said that it's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe in it. That's according to Judge Carlin. Somebody said that people don't realize that unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars set aside, we are a one bad day from bankruptcy. I don't mean overspending. I mean a spouse dying, a car accident, an illness. None of us are completely safe from that. If you try to look at the statistics of people that have, Americans that have saved their money, that have like $1,000 in their bank, it is less than 30%. 70% of America do not have $1,000 saved in the bank account. That's according to statistics that is out there. Somebody said that really scary that so many Americans are only realizing in 2026 that American quote unquote democracy began to dissolve the day that Citizens United was passed. This didn't happen overnight. It is something that has always been there. Right? Somebody say that we are free-range humans on tax farm. They fatten us up with the slop that gave us heart attack and cancer. Then they harvest our life savings with medical treatments, meds, arts, surgeries, and especially expensive oncology treatments. That's all they do. Right? Somebody said that I'm so sick of effing subscriptions and apps for everything. I still use CDs from high school 20 years ago. I'm so sick of everything needing a paid for only 99 cents a day to use an app 1 or 2 times. The police state flock cameras are BS. We are grifted everywhere we turn. So that's what's up. That's what's happening. Right? So somebody said that this is by design. The way we stop this is stop subscribing, stop going out to Starbucks, fast food and restaurants, stop supporting sports. Rest assured, these companies will change their behavior when the people are in control. But we must show discipline at the same time. Right? So let me know what you think about this. Somebody said that Monsanto companies should be burned to the ground. No one owns our seeds but us. We need to start protecting each other. Whenever there is an attempted arrest made by the government for any reason, you should have a number to push on your phone so 2 or 3 dozen of your neighbors show up to drive the cops away from the type of arrest. That happens when, people decide to come together and, stop all the craziness that is, going on. Somebody said that, welcome to the Chinese surveillance state. It's expensive and predatory. Until some of these politicians and oligarchs see some actual jail time, things will only get worse. It's all fake. The food, the medicine, the schools, law enforcement, none of it all is honest anymore. The only rule is money. Right? So somebody said that here's something to keep in mind from the time a person is born. The government already has an approximation of how much money the government will receive from that person during their lifetime. Damn, that's deep. It's all but an approximation. It's all about that. It's all but an approximation. Somebody said that, when was the last time you saw a truck hauling cattle or chickens or pigs or anything for meat? Remember when we used to pass them on the highways all the time and they stank so bad? Remember? Yeah, you all remember. Now think about what you're really actually eating, because they're not being transported. They're not being moved from one place to another. That's not happening. So you gotta ask yourself this one question. Where is it going? Why is it going? That's just the question. Somebody said that these cameras are a violation of your fundamental right to privacy. There's a false assumption that you have no expectation of privacy outside your home. When you read Westlaw, cases regarding privacy rights, it is alarming the degree to which Scottish justices are hostile to establish privacy rights. They have been actively dismantling your rights for nearly 20 years. For nearly 20 years, that has been happening. Right. Somebody said that I've spent decades defending my country. Two compatriots. I left in 2016 because it was very clear what was coming. I don't recognize the US anymore. It has become a prison nation. I don't even have a layover in the state anymore. So brothers and sisters, please let me know what you'll think about this. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Generic Stories. Until then, let me see you in my next video. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.